it's okay, I'll just avoid the holes so you sleep fine. I'm driving, here I sit, cursing my government for not using my taxes to fill holes with more cement. My heart, I'm alive, she's the tear in my heart. I'm on fire, she's the tear in my heart. Take me higher than I've ever been, than I've ever been. My heart is my armor, she's a tear in my heart. She's a carver, she's a butcher with a smile. Cut me farther than I've ever been, than I've ever been.
I took her out, it was a Friday night. I wore cologne to get the feeling right. We started making out and she took off my pants, but then I turned on the TV, and that's about the time she walked away from me. Nobody likes you when you're 23 and are still more amused by TV shows. What the hell is ADD? My friends say I should act my age. What's my age again? What's my age again? And that's about the time that hung up on me. Nobody likes you when you're 23 and I'm still more amused by prank phone calls. What the hell is call ID? My friends say I should act my age. What's my age again? 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 What's my age again?
Hello, it's the Martian. Space Jam Jordans. I want this shit forever. Wake up and smell the garden. Fresher than the harvest. Step up to the target. If I had one guess, then I guess I'm just New Orleans. And I will never stop like I'm running from the cops. Hopped up in my car and told my chauffeur to the top. Life is such a fucking roller coaster, then it drops. But what should I scream for? This is my theme park. but nobody been around with me. Been through the ups and the downs with me. Got a whole lot of love, but you don't wanna spread it around with me. Yeah, never pick up, never call me. You know we running out of time. Never pick up when you want me. Now I gotta draw a line. Baby, I done done enough talking. Need to know that you're mine. Baby, we done done enough talking. Gotta be right now, right now. Baby, go love me now, 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 never. I want you to hold me down, 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 down forever, down never.
I hope that I can turn back the time to make it all alright for us. I promise to build a new world for us two. She wants me to take her home. She don't really love me though. I'm just on the radio. We'll have a house if we don't need nobody. Turn your TV on, break that cool box out. We'll wake up all the neighbors till the whole block hates us, and the cops show up, try to shut us down. If you wanna be a homebody, wanna have a house party. If you wanna be a homebody, wanna have a house party. If you wanna be a homebody, wanna have a house party. If you wanna be a homebody, wanna have a house party. All I am is a man. I want the world in my hands. I hate the beach, but I stand in California with my toes in the sand. Use the sleeves of my sweater. Let's have an adventure. Head in the clouds, but my gravity centered. Touch my neck, and I'll touch yours. You and those little high-waisted shorts. 'Cause it's too cold for you here and now. So let me hold both your hands in the holes of my sweater. Our love is running out. Our love is running. Our love is running. Our love is running out. Our love is running, running, running I'll keep you my dirty little secret. Don't tell anyone, or you'll be just another regret. Who has to know? If I could write you a song to make you fall in love, I would already have you up under my arm. I used up all of my tricks. I hope that you like this, but you probably won't. You think you're cooler than me. You got designer shades just to hide your face, and you wear them around like you're cooler than me. And you never say hey or remember my name, and it's probably 'cause you think you're cooler than me. I love lamp. Maybe if the stars align, maybe if the worlds collide, maybe on the dark side we could be together, Maybe in a million miles, on a highway through the sky. Someday, let's be together.
I love bad bitches, that's my fucking problem. And yeah, I like the fuck, I got a fucking problem. I love bad bitches, that's my fucking problem. And yeah, I like the fuck, I got a fucking problem. I love bad bitches, that's my fucking problem. And yeah, I like the fuck, I got a fucking problem. I love bad bitches, that's my fucking problem. And yeah, I like the fuck, I got a fucking problem. Fucking problem, 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 fucking 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 problem. Fucking 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 problem.
You on the trap now. Welcome to 7 Live. Please take your seats. The show is about to start.
Let it go, can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anymore. Why does it feel so good? So good to be back. Getting what I want, boy, doesn't make me so mad.
Is mayonnaise an instrument? I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes, singing to Tiny Dancer, and I miss the way you make me feel. It's real. We watch the sunset over the castle lonely. Picture, I'm coming with you, dear Maria, come in. There's a story at the bottom of this bottle, and I'm the bad magic cat when I'm the one who's selling you out. 'Cause it feels like stealing hearts, calling your name from the crowd. Picture, I'm coming with you, dear Maria, come in. There's a story at the bottom of this bottle, and I'm the bad magic cat when I'm the one who's selling you out. Over the castle lonely. Chase the butterflies you give me, your venom kiss me. Miss I Betty, so gullible. Now your piano plays me radio, sang you in one go. Fake smile, but it's too wonderful. Of all guitar chords you could have picked, strumming softly to sheet music. Nor the crash from your cymbal hits. Knew you beat me with every kick. No more mysteries inside your eyes. Ancient histories of you and I. Wind up back there every time. Yeah, 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 yeah.
small that he gave, she's looking for. Everybody, put up your hands, say I don't wanna be in love, I don't wanna be in love, feel big now. If you got nothing left, say I don't wanna be in love, I don't wanna
I'm not
be in
gonna
love.
write you a love song, 'cause you asked for it, 'cause you need one. You see, I'm not gonna write you a love song, 'cause you tell me it's make or break in this. You go on your way. I'm not gonna write you to stay. If all you have is leaving, I'ma need a better reason to write you a love song today.
Yo soy Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria.
Is having its moment in beauty history right now, and how Seven is meeting the evolving needs of our partner salons. Introducing the president of Seven Hair Care, Shu Pella.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Are you guys pumped for an awesome day? Me too. Well, before we left Seattle, I had reminded my team that, of course, Vegas was a time for all of us to get to know you, and we want to spend as much time with you as possible. But I really wanted them to remember to share something about themselves, too, because I want you to walk away feeling like you know a little bit more about the team at Seven. I mean, Seven is so much about family and the people behind the brand, so I wanted you to get to know us too. So I'm going to follow my own advice and share something personal about myself today that you probably didn't know. And it may seem a little random at first, but I'll circle it back around. So actually, in my late 20s, I was diagnosed with glaucoma. And I bet half this room doesn't even know what glaucoma is. But it's basically an eye disease that affects your optic nerve, and if left untreated, your optic nerve starts to deteriorate over time, and what happens is your peripheral vision gets smaller and smaller over time until all you can see is just like a tiny point of light, basically meaning that you're blind. So luckily, it is the most preventable form of blindness because it is treatable. There's several different treatments. And actually, in my file, they labeled what I had as juvenile glaucoma because most people that have glaucoma get it after they're 60. It's just something that normally comes with age. And if you get it under 40, it's actually extremely rare. So luckily, we caught it early. I've had 5 different surgeries in my eyes, actually. I have a valve in one of them. Sometimes I forget which one it's in. But it's, I do eye drops every day. Like, it's totally under control. It's all fine. It's why I wear glasses now, actually, instead of contacts, because, you know, I don't want to disrupt the surgery site, my doctor says. And it's just something that I'm living with. And it's sometimes you think about life and how funny things are. And it's like I've spent most of my adult life fighting, like physically losing my vision, because obviously I don't want that to happen. And then just a few years ago, I'm like, but I'm literally now in a position, like in a role where my literal job description is to provide vision for a whole company. So I just think that, you know, life is quirky and weird that way sometimes. And how does that, I was like, how, you know, is the audience going to be able to relate to the story? Is this like way too random? And as I thought about it, I'm like, I think everyone can relate because, you know, glaucoma or not or whatever, I think all of us can have a tendency to maybe get a little myopic at times. And so what I mean by that is, you know, if you're doing the same things every day, you're hanging around the same people, you're, you know, seeing the same things, you know, your world can start to get really small. And you're focused, you know, maybe you're feeling like you're doing the same cuts and colors all the time, your work is the same, you have a routine, and you're just focused, you know, right here. And you're missing out on everything that may be happening that may affect your ability to make decisions. I mean, your owners, managers, independent stylists that are in charge of your own futures and careers. And so sometimes you need to like zoom back out okay, just to get the whole landscape around you before you can take that next step forward. So let's do that right now. Let's just zoom back out a little bit with me, okay? So, and just take a look at the beauty landscape in general. So let's talk about our two favorite things right now, beauty and the economy. Ugh. All right, so I sit in a lot of data trend reports, and I found these specific things very interesting, so I wanted to share with you. 67% of Americans think the US is already in a recession. I'm like, okay, that tracks. Of the consumers who've already cut back their spending, 70% are not cutting back on their beauty spend. I'm like, okay, that's good news. 40% of beauty consumers would cut their spending on makeup if their incomes are challenged, but only 10% would stop buying hair care. So maybe they don't need that extra lipstick, but they're still getting their shampoos and styling products. That's good news. Last year, beauty was the only consumer category where there was positive growth in units. So the only one, this includes everything from like household cleaners to automotive, like everything across the board that is sold, beauty was the only one that was in the positive. This one was really interesting. We all experienced price increases of products, right? I mean, we were a part of that too. But increases in mass beauty brands actually were 4 to 7% more than price increases in luxury brands. And so what we saw was actually a shift from consumers shopping for mass brands to luxury brands. So mass sales actually decreased and luxury hair care increased. And lastly, of all the beauty categories, so I always sit through information on makeup, skin, hair, and fragrance. Luxury hair care experienced the highest and fastest growth. It's always, every time I sit through these, it's always a story about makeup and skincare that are experiencing all the innovation and all the different growth. But hair care is having its moment right now. So what does this mean for us? I think that we can take a little bit of a collective sigh of relief. You know, it's not totally safe. I'm not like, go out there, everything that you're hearing is not right, because I know that it is there, but I think that we can swap out some of the fear that we might have for just a little bit more confidence in our business. Okay, so if you have a dream of expanding your salon, you're hiring more stylists, go for it. You know, if you're a little bit nervous about that, now's the time. It's okay. I know consumer sentiment, like you can fall into that too, but data kind of erases some of that fear for us. And so that's why I wanted to share that with you. So now let's zoom back in a little bit more, okay? Now is when like I look internally to ourselves and I think, what is the value that we bring as a brand? What is the value that we bring to our salons as a product manufacturer? So just a reminder of who we are. We are a stylist-first brand. Empowering salons is at the core of what we do. And our core values are mindfulness, inclusivity, and collaboration. So that includes everything from choosing the highest quality ingredients when we're developing products, to how we pack your orders at the warehouse, to our company culture, and of course the way that we interact with our customers. We are a woman-owned and a woman-led organization. And and I want to say by that, I'm not saying at all that we're better because of that by any means, not by default. But I do think that it is significant because over 90% of cosmetologists are female, and yet 70% of beauty companies are run by men. So I think diversity and representation in decision makers is important. And lastly, of course, the value that we bring you great products, great education, rewards. But what is that next thing? You know, what is it that we're all working towards? What is this vision? And so in order to do that, you know, you get so involved in the day-to-day, you're looking at your numbers like, is everything going well? I had to zoom back out, remind myself, hey, maybe I should be looking over here. Let's spend some time on social media. Are there patterns that I'm seeing, all the daily intake of information? And what I noticed was this, and you probably noticed it too. There's been this rising popularity over the past year and a half of salon coaches and consultants. Have you noticed that? And so there's a lot of content being put out there. And so to me, it was interesting and exciting, not because there's this new resource that's available to all of you now. To me, it signified that stylists and salon owners are really thirsting for this information. Business matters. They're looking for ways to maximize profit. Like that's in your vocabulary now, instead of just thinking about sales. So for me, especially, I'm like, this is fabulous news because this is basically the wheelhouse of 7. This is what we do. And so out from this peripheral, it got me really focused in on this one statement. Okay, so this is what I want people to know. Besides just having great products, I want people to know that bringing on 7 into your salon is a smart business decision because salons that carry 7 make more money than salons that don't carry 7. All right? And I know that in saying that, I'm implying that 7 salons get access to things that salons that don't carry 7 don't get access to. And that's exactly what I'm saying. So how do we make this true? I want to make sure that we're deepening our ability to give you more knowledge, more information, and of course, innovation. So here are my commitments to you in the next year and beyond. Create more ways to share product knowledge with not just you, but also consumers. They're looking for information. It makes your job a lot easier when they come in and they already know what they're talking about. So not only adding more classes to the schedule, but maybe shorter classes, because I know you don't always have, an hour to sit down and attend a class. You're busy. Maybe like short bits of information, maybe on-demand videos where you can just watch on your own time if you can't make our live schedule. Different, more shareable content so that you can share to your channels as well. My second commitment is to continue to find ways to add more pro treatments to your menu. So giving you different options. I know you have the masks right now. Of course, we're launching Renew Scalp Detox later this fall. And it's actually our first kind of pro single dose treatment that you'll be able to do. But for those of you who already do add-on treatments, you know the value of them. They're probably the single most profitable service that you offer. Okay? Usually the cost of the treatment is low compared to what you can charge for your time and the service to do it. My third commitment to you is to continue to provide you more data on your own business so that you can make more informed buying decisions with us, and maybe not just based on your feeling. I feel like we did really well last month, in sales. Yeah, this is my order this month. And then you're like, well, I feel like no one was buying. It's kind of slow, but you're not really sure. It's just like the sentiment. Something that we like to say at our company, and some of you may have heard it, is men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie. So we promise to get you more data. And then my last commitment to you, of course, on innovation is just to continue to bring you great products. Our product development team is so focused on making sure that the performance of the products is on point. Like we go round after round with our labs to make sure that what we're bringing to you is like the best that we can get to, which is why sometimes these products that seem like they'd be so easy just to bring out take a little bit. So you've got that commitment from me as well. I also know that you guys are awesome partners, so I do have an ask of you and your commitment to us. So these are the 3 things that I'm going to ask from you. Number 1, invest time into your product knowledge. So in this line of business, expertise sells best. Okay? That is how you're going to move to the next level. Secondly, allow us to push you past your comfort zone. I know stylists are notorious, and I don't want this to be true, but they're notorious for feeling like, I'm not a great salesperson, it's just not me. I'm not pushy. Well, you know what? I don't feel pushy either, but I love providing solutions to my friends, to my customers. It's like a puzzle for me. So it's like, well, what do you need? You're the expert. You need this. Let us push you past that level of, oh, I don't think I can do it. Yes, you can. We can make everybody in this room a really strong retailer, even if that's not, what you think your first priority is in this industry. Lastly, if you can tell a salon about Seven, if you think that, Seven could benefit anyone in your network by carrying the brand, either having the great products or having the support, more salons in our family means more marketing for you, more education for you, and just basically all around more resources for everybody. All right. So I know Colin is in the wings right now, waiting to come out here. And I know that you guys want to see some hair. So let me just take this last second just to say I am so filled with gratitude for all of you, all of our partners, for my team, and for this community that Seven has created. You guys really all make this a dream job, and I really appreciate your loyalty and support to the brand. Thank you so much. And up next is Colin Martin.
Yeah, I drive